Okay, let's start. So how many of you guys have watched the Q model? Anybody have any questions on the Q model? What do you get out from the Q model? So is the Q model surprise anybody? So Q model is a reality. And one need to know all of those if one is really into traditional Chinese Kung Fu. Without knowing that, it really means that one have no idea what is Chinese Kung Fu really is. So all those in the Q model need to be seriously think about it. See, today many people have all kinds of ideas in their Chinese Kung Fu. But using the Q model as the criteria, one can see actually most Kung Fu today is really partial. It is not a full Kung Fu. And also the directions of Chinese Kung Fu today have actually sidetracked in many cases. For example, the internal art. So if you look at the Q model, or if you have read the Kung Fu 1560s, you want to ask the questions. How come 460 years ago, the way how qigong deal with traditional Chinese Kung Fu is at least the same with today, or even more advanced in certain case? One need to ask the questions. And unless one asks the questions, one really don't know what is one practicing serious. So anybody have any questions? No question? Joe, no question? So if no questions, I want to tell you guys who have the, how many of you guys have the Kung Fu 1560 now? Joe, 460 years ago, those people are paid. They are paid to do the job as a general or an army. So it is not martial art per definition today. It is a different stuff. It is about life and death. It's just like today's military. You don't train your military to go to get killed. So that is the real deal. And it is also, if you have read the book, you know that they are humble too. Qigong never be arrogant. You never see a single thing in his writing on arrogant. In fact, you can see that he is really humble to learn. So today's martial art, quote unquote martial art, is for competition, is for making one feel good, like learning something, one be able to fight, or boosting one's ego. So in one way, martial art practice today, a lot of them is market or push into the directions of promoting ego, promoting who is the best fighter, who have the best system. And if you look at the Q model, if one do not have a complete Q model type of unarmed combat, we can almost say that that system will not be able to go for real fighting. See, there is a reality. You want to compare an entertainment with an army who is trained to do combat or battle. So today, if you see that, like for example, in the Chinese Kung Fu movie, they say, well, I have a crane style. Everything look like crane. Well, where is this crane style fit into the 4-level model of the Q model? And by the criteria of the 4-level model, one simply can see where is that art located. Is it a full art or it is a partial art? Like today, many people saying that, hey, you know, if I'm training ground fighting, I can be really good. Serious? I for my own personal small experience, I start judo 1972 for a year or so. And I don't like it, so I go start Kyokushin. So I stay for a long time with Kyokushin. At that time in Southeast Asia, so we have different friends who study different type of Kung Fu. Some study judo and everything. Seriously, at that time, I have never seen a judoka defeat a Thai boxer friend. I have not seen yet. So judo itself, if you don't have some striking or other arts, you waiting one to go down to the ground, there's a problem there. Not to mention that in the street of Southeast Asia, okay. So it is a very tough stuff. Okay, like you face the Thai boxer friends. And then if you look at the 1964, I think the 64 in my memory serve, when Mas Oyama brought his fighter to Thailand, you see that they're using throw, short strike stuff. according to the general qigong's Q model. And you can see that the entire Okinawa Te, the Bubishi, is fit to the general qigong's the 4 aspect and the momentum zone where you can play in the ground, play in the short strike, throw, and then the long fist. Just look at the Okinawan Bubishi, and you look at Master Oyama when he fought in the in Thailand. You see that, you know, when I always look at those history stuff, when I study the general qigong, like the Q model, made up the Q model, I start to see that that's how it is, reality. While you have the Master Oyama, you go to Thailand, you want to fight your opponent, there are things you don't know. You need to learn. And there are things you know, like throw and all those kind of things. Well, which is you can see in Okinawa Te Bubishi, the karate. And so it is the entire system. Nobody is just saying that, well, I want to go to ground, I want to go to this, and because your opponent is not letting you go there. So okay, you want to go to ground. Say you take judo, okay, since I trained there in judo. You have to go doing roll and fall every day, okay? And then you start to go ogushi, ippon sonage, tomonage, all those kind of things every day, practice. And every day you're going to get thrown by your opponent, you throw your opponent, you get thrown by your opponent, you're going down to the ground, doing all sorts of stuff. Now, after 1 year, if you don't have experience in the fighting, how are you going to fight? I mean, this is a realistic thing. Not to mention, many things today is a linear type of fight. It is not non-linear type of fight. Like Qigong say in the one of the 4 aspects, dodge and strike him, or ambush, if you read the book. When you face those kind of things, there's no rule there. So rule is not alibi said one can fight better. Okay. Rule is to protect oneself, be it for ourselves or our friend. Because when the fighting is going, can be ambush, can be set up, can be all kind of things, we really do not know how to handle it if we do not have the Q model. That's reality. So that's why if you see it in the Kung Fu 1560, I put the Shaolin code of training there. We need to realize that practicing martial arts is not about I have the best art, I can beat this guy, I can beat that guy. It is serious stuff, and that is consequence for that. And also we need to know where we stand. Say in China, in the history, they always saying that the guy who practices martial art is the troublemaker in the history. So say you practice some martial art, you go to ring, and then you start to go out there and bullying people. Many are like that. Okay, and that is not helping the society. Also, with all this thing, as in my experience, that as I tell some of our friends here, I got a classmate's brother in South Asia who is very good in sparring, beating up, keeping beating up this guy until this guy get really mad. And then at one time this guy ambushed him, and the brother of the classmate end up dead. Okay, so those are the line we need to know. That's why I put the Shaolin code of training at the end of the 1560s Kung Fu 1560s book. Those are reality. They live that way, and to get out, to stay away from trouble, and to not get into overconfident. That is the key. If we need to know how to behave properly. That's why I don't want to be a martial artist. I don't want to be a warrior. I just investigate on the ancient, the culture, the technology. And so that's why I never like to get one guy to my home and then I show you guys how to use this technique, how to use that techniques. As many of our friends always asking me on that, asking me whether I can show this Tan Sao. Only yesterday, somebody from I think South America messaged me saying that, well, Hendrik, can you please show us how to do a proper Tan Sao? I replied to him, you are in the wrong channel. I don't deal with this. Why? You look at the Q model. What is a Tan Sao got to do with the real fighting? Ask the questions. The first principle of the Q model is what you don't know is going to take you down. The second is the speed you cannot handle is going to get you down. It's that simple. Who is going to ask you to do Tan Sao? Can you block a Tan Sao, block something with Tan Sao? In fact, if you read the Kung Fu 1560, the book, Qigong said, there's no parry, there's no resistance. You just go in. So that is the reality. Martial art is not something pretty. Martial art is something really, really cold-blooded. And if you turn into a sport, then it's a sport. It's not a martial arts. So if you look at 460 years ago, those are a mature arts in combat, unarmed combat arts. So guess what? The thing I did not write in the 1560s Kung Fu book is this. After qigong, or almost at the time qigong cleaned up the Japanese pirate mess around 1560 something, qigong already replaced his spear, long spear, with firearms. Okay. So by 1621, which is exactly 400 years ago, due to there's the time Qigong had passed away, and the emperor is looking at the Qigong army and get scary. All this politician, right? So it tear apart qigong army, break it apart. And then qigong army and become other army and so forth, so forth. So you only have a small group of qigong army left. So when the Manchurian or the people from the north start to attack the Ming Dynasty, at first nobody cared, nobody responds to it. And then at the last battle, which is the entire qigong army get wiped out, is 400 years ago. Exactly the same years as what we are now today, 1621. With a really small amount of men, they fighting the invaders. And of course, they all die because they're using firearm. Okay, they're already using firearm. So the invader come with many times more people than them. And the qigong army is not well supported. So that's the end of it. So the reason I share this with you is that because at that time, you see, even they have this mature unarmed combat art, the evolution is evolved into firearm already. So people don't go into this unarmed combat anymore. You know, less and less people get into that. So even by 400 years ago, it's already a lot of firearms. And of course, the invader from the northern, they fight closely. They want to fight close range. So in one of the accounts is that they actually put horses to attack. So qigong army using the fire gun to shoot down the horse until they end up their ammunition is gone. So the bad guy or the invaders come and fight them in the close range combat. And of course, both parties lost a lot of people. You can read in Chinese history, okay, the battle of the or the war of the 1621, 浑河之战. It's really sad. So that is the reality. Okay, so don't use this martial art style for fighting. It's nothing to show off about. It's nothing to get egoistic about this. Martial art is fun if one want to learn, oh, this can do this momentum, that can do that momentum. But it is will carry one sidetrack when one start to think that, well, I know it all. Okay, I'm the best fighter, those kind of stuff. And really, are you really trained for those real fighting? Not necessary. Okay, so one need to know the truth, know where one stand. So if you look at the Q model, this one have the training of the fourth level. If not, one need to know. And don't kid ourselves that thinking that learning this small thing for exercise or for sport that we will be able to to be macho, to play macho. Okay, so that's why in this channel I don't want to talk about martial art fighting and those kind of stuff or using these techniques versus the techniques. The same turns out depend on if you have your body conditioning. Like, for example, if you practice Red Bull training band, the guy who practice Red Bull training band and the guy who don't practice Red Bull training band both go doing a tansao, see what is the difference. It might look the same. Any one of you guys still doing the Red Bull training band? Chess philosopher, what does the general model say about character and moral? Well, General Qigong says very specifically, if you read the book 1560s Kung Fu, you learn the art, you want to go test out, but your testing out is just to find out whether it is working or what is not working. It got nothing to do with to boost your ego or you feel shame if you lost. Black and white. Okay. So that's what it is. And then in the Shaolin Classic, that's why it is also saying that you must not have hatred in your heart when you want to do martial arts. And that's why in the last page of the 1560 Kung Fu, I put the Shaolin quote there. So chess, you know, you cannot just you need to go read a lot of things. Okay. If you don't read, you don't go watch my other videos, you will not see the entire picture. So if you read the 1560s Kung Fu, the back page in Shaolin, if you go fighting, they kick you out. They put you, they get you to the official, the government. Okay. So that's the rule. That's why there's a martial virtue. And also, chess, one other thing is what I said. Kung Fu is not philosophy. Just ask ourselves, do we have the Q model? So now I ask you, chess, do you have the entire Q model? If you don't, then you don't even train traditional Chinese Kung Fu by the definitions of qigong. You are just practicing violence. So promoting violence and practicing learning Chinese Kung Fu is two different things. I hope that this was clear, chess. So that's how it is. So in the ancient, it doesn't. There's a responsibility there. That's why I put the Shaolin code there and the Qigong code there in the 1560s the books, and also in Restricting Wing Chun. In all of my books, I have that code there. So the same thing as what I said. If people don't go study those and come here for asking me only fighting question, I will shut this Q&A down too. Why? Because why should I promote violence? Why should I promote nonsense, a thing which got nothing to do with culture and how to live properly as a decent human being? So Dick, good, you know, Daniel, yeah, the Red Bull training band is the bottom line. So just make a test. The guy who have trained with the Red Bull training band and the guy who have never trained the Red Bull training band, they both go do a tan sao. See what happens. So that is the really simple test, right? And chess, one thing I want to say, martial art is not philosophy. As if you read in 1560s Kung Fu, it is not a philosophy. It's a way to behave. And 1560s Kung Fu is presenting how the Ming military train, how the Shaolin train, and they have their code of moral there. Military man is to protect the country, the people. Shaolin monk is to help the weak. It is not entertainment. It is not, I want to be superstar, like such and such superstar. So I learned this, I can be macho, I can be defeating people. It's not that. So this has to be clear. Otherwise, this is problem. Anybody have any other question? One other thing I want to caution on many people who train martial arts. They listen to the story of their grandmaster or whoever the best fighter in the UFC or MMA or so forth, so forth. And then they start to following that. It start to become a cult. Those type of stuff is only going to create problem for the society, for the government. If you read the ancient or the Chinese history, you can see always those type of people is looking for trouble. And often they cause themselves problem. See, learning martial art is good thing. It's like a science. It's understanding this is the reality and so forth. But when it carry sidetrack the mentality, the mindset has been lead. Oh, I want to be this fighter, like that fighter. Oh, my style is the best style. I can beat everybody. You know that this is a cult already. Those are not what promoted by General qigong. You look at like the last chapter of Kung Fu 1560. I wrote about General qigong and General Yi Dayu. What kind of person they are? Just look at them. So that is how they walk their talk. So I hope that more and more people understand this point. There's no point to create problem for our own self and problem for our society. One thing I need to tell, I need to share with those who have the 1560s Kung Fu. Okay, if you have the book, the Kung Fu 1560, 1560. That is some thing there. So today, the version, the revisions, if you go by today, the revision is revisions 1.01. So check your book. If your book is 1.01, you are perfect. You are offset. You are all set. Okay, 1.01. So version 1.01 is perfect. Now, if you have the version 1.0, only a limited people have it. Okay, only a limited people have this version revisions 1.0, which is the Kung Fu 1560. Go to page 47. Page 47. Okay, page 47. Make sure know that this thing, okay, this chunk of Chinese word, those are for some reason when I transfer file, that thing get into there. Okay, so you want to ignore this or you can cross it out. Okay, make sure that you know that page 47. Okay, so this part. Now, if you don't read Chinese, of course you don't. It doesn't matter for you, right? And actually, I was proofreading the books, concentrate in the English so much that I don't pay attention to that, or I miss that. So that after the book release, and I found out, because I keeping reading it. Now, when you read the book for 10,000 times, you miss things. I said, why do this thing is here? So right away, I got the version 1.01, which is now you take this yellow thing. I just took it apart, took it away. Okay. So if you have the limited editions, which is the revision 1.0, you have this part. Okay. So make sure that you know. Okay. I think in the entire world, you only have a few of people have the first edition. Okay, so you have a limited edition. If you have limited edition, you want me to sign sign for you, you can do this like everybody do. Just get the book and go to the Facebook, find me in Facebook, and then you send me your book cover. Okay, you can have your own picture too. It's okay. Send me a book cover, and I'm going to sign it for you. This is what I signed for Daniel this morning. Okay, so if you want my signature, you can go there. Just go to Facebook message, and then you just message me there, send me the photo, and I sign for you. So that's the easiest way that I sign for you. Okay, just take a picture of your book. Hope that this is clear. So you guys who have the book, hopefully that you know that part is not belongs to the books. Okay, somehow in a cut and paste, a file transfer, somehow it get into there, which I don't even realize because my focus is in English. Say, can people understand this English? Okay, anybody have any questions? Oh, Dick, good. 21st of April. Yeah. So take a look. If it is 1.01, then you are all set. If it's 1.0, then you have to change that. And so the Kung Fu 1560 is to present a realistic view on what is Kung Fu is about. And of course, it comes with the moral code, the proper attitude. So that's how it is. And anybody have any questions? Seems today that there are not too many people here. Or you guys don't have questions? Now, I really don't know how to find trainer in Norway. You might want to ask our friend in the over here. There's in Germany and from Germany, from Sweden. Ina, what do you train? You said that you train for 4 years. What do you train? How do you train? What do you train? What do you base on when you do the training? Are you training martial art, or what do you train? Yeah, I know you train your physical body, but what type of stuff are you training? Are you training meditation, qigong, or or exercise, or what type of things are you training? So yeah, get a teacher. Get a teacher. If you cannot get a teacher, it's better off you go to study yoga in a formal yoga school. That's better, because you need a personal coach to train those breathing stuff. Okay, and if you want to it is really tough, okay, because let me tell you this, because what you think, the world, what you think is not what it is. That is the most of the problem. It's like, before you see the Q model, you will not know what is traditional Chinese martial art. We can think about based on today's MMA, we can think based on kung fu movie or legends and everything, but we never really know what exactly is the traditional Chinese martial arts. So there's the thing. Now you say you're playing tennis. Well, tennis and martial art is a completely different things. So you cannot say, well, tennis is similar in the momentum handling. You cannot say that. They are different things. You cannot make equivalent. So that is, yeah. You watching me. You are, see, you watching me. You are not going to learn anything, because all these things, it's like you're watching me swimming. If you're watching me swimming, you are not going to go down to the water. You cannot swim. So the best thing, if people want to train qigong, I told him that to get the Wing Chun inception, that's the easiest way to develop the basic of qigong. If they want to learn lower abs breathing, the easiest way to get to the Wing Chun matrix, to learn the 2C breathing. So that the process is there, and step by step is there. So you can learn that two things, very specific. But it cannot be thinking that, oh, because I watch this video, I learn this single thing, I know it all. No, it is not. It is a lot of things. So hopefully this clear things up for you. Yeah, the meditation matrix, you can experiment with the meditation matrix stuff, the six healing sound. Again, until you have a teacher there, you read the six healing sound book, you know what it is. But in the real life, how to really practice it, that's a different thing. And if you have meditation matrix, you can try experiment with the meditation techniques there. And that is the thing. So if you want to have a scientific verification, then you need the Wing Chun Inception, where we use scientific verifications. They're safer, especially when we work with our breathing and so forth. You need to have a scientific verification because we don't know, right? Mr. Paul, is philosophy good for explaining Kung Fu? Kung Fu means working, work, development. Kung Fu is not a philosophy. So forget about using philosophy for explaining Kung Fu. Kung Fu is not an idea. Kung Fu is a technology. Hope that this is clear for you. Now, it is not about humble. It is about the details. It's like, for example, now driving a car. We can go read all the books we want, but if we never go get an instructor to teach us how to drive a car, we don't know how it is in the real life. That is the problem. Hope that is clear for you now. I know you like to learn, but you need to have a teacher to at least, it's like learning swimming. Somebody teach you to swim, you go down to the water, you know what is the water, and you can swim. Many things I share in this channel is actually very advanced stuff. If you want to use the today's standard in the martial arts study. So that is that you need to understand that thing. Okay, don't mislead ourselves. Yeah, if you want if you want to study something, you need to be formal studying something. It's like even studying piano or anything you want to study formally. So without formal training, you really can't do much. We cannot learn for that. So like me, myself, when I want to learn, study Zen, I go to see teacher, Zen monk, real Zen monk. If I want to study qigong, I go to study with real qigong teacher who is well known. Now you cannot do that on the try to find similarity. One can only find similarity only after one accomplish an art. It's like one can talk the same language only like when one have both learned how to swim. If you talk with people who don't know how to swim, they have no idea what you're talking about, even though they might think they know. I don't teach. I don't teach. I only help instructor. Okay, I only help like many of our friends today here who is instructor for 20, 30 years. And I only help them to solve problem like consultant. I don't teach for the beginner and those kind of stuff. Okay. Now, let's not get into those imagined stuff. Okay. Momentum in martial art is a different stuff. When a ball compare with a ball bounce at you, okay? Because the handling of the momentum is different. When a ball bouncing at you is a ball bouncing at you. When a martial artist attack you, then it involves, there are many things there. They involve all sorts of momentum, the background momentum, the inertial momentum, all type of momentum. So that is the thing, okay? So what your equivalent here is like saying that because you have pedal a bicycle, then the momentum of pedaling a bicycle is the same with the momentum of flying a plane. So I hope that this is clear, okay? So anybody have any questions? If you guys don't have any question anymore, I'm going to close for today. Okay, so there's no question here today. So I'm going to close it down. Okay, see you guys next time. David, what happened? Thanks, Inal. David, what happened? Goodbye. Bye bye.